little bit out of sorts on the serve. 2 in a row to Marquette with the ace.
Really important tonight for Marquette to keep putting pressure on Texas. If they can knock them out of that offensive rhythm, it bodes really well for Marquette's defense.
A bunch of freshmen on this Marquette roster. Allie Beers serving, one of those freshmen. On the right side, Vander. Benny setting middle, and Nia Bunton. She was the bright spot on Saturday.
Yeah, there weren't many bright spots watching Texas on Saturday, but Bunton was absolutely it. 9 kills, hit almost 400, input of 8 blocks. The key for Texas was establishing her early, but then they continued to go to her throughout the match.
Jarrett Elliott raved about how good at self-evaluating she is. That's led to her development and playing like an All-American coming into the year. Aggressive serve pays off with an ace for Vander.
Great bench on Texas' side. You can tell this is a completely flip of energy that we're seeing come in.
Texas had a lot of conversations over the last 48 hours. 5 to 6 hours of individual meetings yesterday to try and figure out what went wrong on Saturday. Where can we improve? And Jarrett Elliott, as calm as normal, feels confident his team will answer today.
Yeah, and he talked about how it was nerves for a lot of players. They're playing on one of the biggest stages that they have in a while, maybe in their career, for players like Henley Anderson. And now they got that out of the way. Now they feel a lot more comfortable and ready.
Stafford, hard swing, and saved somehow by Marquette. Emmy Urich able to get there. Popped up again. Marquette is scrambling. Would be a huge early momentum point. And not able to tip it over despite their best efforts.
And Marquette has set the tone defensively of this match. They are playing absolutely relentless. In the backcourt, a phenomenal up back there. And then another great scramble to keep this one alive.
What a reach by the other freshman, Marcus, the center, on that second sequence. And Lee Anderson. Bunch of topspin serving for Texas, part of their new approach this year. Tied at 4. And Jarrett Elliott, we mentioned how he's not going to abandon the 6-2 system that he feels is best. He is ultra committed to bringing in topspin serving and having it stay for this program.
He has 6 topspin servers of his starting lineup. That's essentially every single attacker out there is moving to a serve. It's going to provide a little bit more velocity, a little bit tougher, and he's okay with the misses that he's seeing as long as they're getting after it back there.
Miss there for Bunton goes long. It hasn't been a huge part of the women's game in volleyball in college, but Jarrett Elliott said in 5 years it will be. So we're going to be ahead of the curve. Cari Spears with that heavy swing.
Those are the kind of swings that you expect from a player like Cari Spears. She is a big physical presence up front. She's got a heavy arm. She's not afraid to use it.
Spears had a decent match on Saturday with 9 kills, hitting 217. 217 normally not a great number, but compared to the other pin players, it's pretty positive. Multiple pins for Texas hitting negative, leading to that 065 mark against Arizona State. Serve from the freshman Genevieve Harris. Carson Tyler down the line and a little bit wide. Tom Mendoza will need a big performance from Tyler tonight and throughout the rest of the season. Second year as the Marquette head coach. He's trying to keep this machine rolling for Marquette. Ryan Tice helped take it to another level. He's now at Florida. Tom Mendoza took him to the second round last year. Overpass. Off the good serve from Harris. Harris will set. Backs at Spears. And picks up the point.
Here's kind of the difference in what we saw from Saturday versus today. Genevieve Harris looking a lot more comfortable. One, hitting her serve, but then on the move, in transition, getting her setters a much more hittable ball.
Yeah, Jarrett Elliott said she wasn't comfortable, frankly, on Saturday. And good early signs for the top setter recruit in the country. Almost another ace, ends up in another free ball. Out of the back row, that's a big kill.
And right away, Texas looked so much better offensively and energy-wise than what we saw Saturday. Especially a player like Abby Vander. She really struggled offensively, hitting in the negatives, only 2 kills. That is a strong, confident swing to set the tone for the sophomore outside.
Just the second time in her career that she hit negative on Saturday. Texas looking pretty sharp so far. Tyler rising, Vanderwall the dig. Setting across the way, and Stafford's blocked.
It's going to take some gritty defense for Marquette in order to shut down Texas's attack. And right away, we see the setter, just 5'11", getting the big stuff. Got to feel good for the freshman.
There's so much promise with the talent in this freshman class for Marquette. 8 of the 15 on the roster are freshmen. They've gone young, and they are committed to developing these players, and Marquette could, maybe this year, but certainly the next couple of years, get back to being a Sweet 16 team.
Yeah, and for Marquette right now, they only returned 1 true starter, so this is a completely different group that Tom Mendoza is used to. So, you know, the ceiling is really high, but he just doesn't know what he has yet.
Trying to figure it out. Good barometer to start against the number 2 team in the country. Got a couple of service errors here. Marquette playing at Fiserv Forum for just the 3rd time ever. Opened in 2018. Played Wisconsin here a couple of times over the last few years. Stafford racing for it. A little bit ugly. Parks the swing. Cari the dig. Vanderwall. Tyler. Up and up Parks. Right back to Vanderwall. Going down the line, it's Emma Parks.
Marquette's defense has been really impressive so far. The way that their back row is able to dig around the block up front, they're working really well as a unit, and that's resulting in great transition plays.
Tom Mendoza felt confident about his defense if they could keep the seams closed. Seen flashes of that so far for the Golden Eagles. There's Tyler out of the back row to tie it at 9.
Carson Tyler is as dynamic as they come. She stands at 5'10". Well, she's listed at 5'10", maybe more of a 5'8", but look how high she gets up here. Even in the backcourt, she soars up and has a hammer for an arm.
6 tie already after the velo from Tyler. Blocked and down for Marquette. The run continues.
Tom Mendoza talked about this being a battle of the seams. Are they able to close them up exactly like they did there? And then offensively, can they hit through them?
Back set for Spears. Lands out.
Marquette with 3 stuff blocks already. They're putting their blockers in great positions. Texas, they've got to make some kind of adjustment offensively. The attackers look like they're in good positions, but they're seeing the seam, and then Marquette's taking it away at the last second. That's the difference.
Just flipping in on Texas's side. Block starting to build momentum for Marquette. And remember, they're playing in their home city here. It's the season opener. They've still got the talent, the pedigree of going to the tournament 14 of the last 15 years. Texas got off to a good start, but young Marquette team hanging tough.
Yeah, and there's a lot of fans in here I know that are really excited to watch Marquette. It's a great fan base, and you know, like us, they don't know what to expect with Marquette coming in and all the new players that they have, and already they're seeing the precedent that they're sending just being ultra competitive.
The program's really taken off since 2011. You throw out the COVID year, Marquette has been on an incredible run of making the NCAA tournament. We talked about Ryan Tice from 2014 to 2024. Von Szymanski before him. They drove this surge for Marquette. Tom Mendoza trying to keep it going.
That serve just going out of bounds. Texas able to side out easily.
Grimace knowing every point counts against number 2. Marquette hanging tough just like Xavier did set 1 against Pittsburgh in the match before this. Henley Anderson trying to find a rhythm early in her Texas career. And nothing going for Emma Parks.
Just the way that Texas's attackers are hitting, it looks night and day from what we saw in their first matchup. They look a lot more confident and comfortable out there.
So much of it's just the body language that we're observing. It was very quiet and a little bit stunned the first 2 sets against Arizona State. Spears rips it. Tyler trying to reciprocate, got a touch.
The precision on this swing from Carson Tyler to get that touch off the block and go out is one of the reasons why she's such a good outside attacker. It's this vision to see where the block is and just use them so perfectly.
You said it just a moment ago. She's listed at 5'10". I don't think she's sniffing 5'10".
It's a soft 5'10".
Still so productive. Heck of a dig for Juric. Parks chasing down, keeps it alive. Anderson across the court. Wide and no touch. Marquette has been so scrappy.
Texas is challenging a touch on the play.
A challenge for Texas and Jared Elliott.
Challenge coming just a little late, but you can see Henley Anderson kind of asking for it right after that play was over. Not too confident in it, though.
Texas is challenging, looking for a touch.
Didn't see a finger bent back.
I didn't either. Looks like you could still see the shadow over the fingers.
The original call was no touch. Let's see the replay.
That looks right through the hands.
It's going to be tough to overturn.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any fingers bent back.
2 challenges per team. You win it, you keep it. Henley Anderson's going to be a really good player at some point in her career. She has been phenomenal in the offseason and in practice. It's just a little different when the lights come on. And she's still settling in despite being the #1 recruit in the country.
And it's really difficult when you come in, you're the #1 recruit. There's a lot of pressure on you. You're playing for the #2 team in the country. A big piece of this offense, or they hope she is. Just kind of takes a minute to settle in.
And also how to approach your teammates, right? When things aren't going well, can you have those hard conversations? Let them know what you need, especially difficult for a freshman. Stafford was blocked, and it lands just out.
That ball barely out of bounds. Marquette's blocking a great position, just a little bit late to it. I mean, look at how close that is. That is literally as close as you can possibly get. Oh, that's a hair. That's a half a hair.
Bolt 6 is unbelievable, so they've got all the in-out calls. No need to challenge. That's as close as we've ever seen, I think.
Yeah. Like ultra triple zoom on that.
It was a great call, too. Vanderwall across the court.
Another really confident swing from Vanderwall. She's a player that Jared Elliott was talking about they had over the last 48 hours, and he was so confident in the way that she would come out tonight, and it's showing.
Yeah, Jared Elliott was so excited to see how Vanderwall would play this year, just based on how she performed in the spring and the offseason. The block for Texas. Second chance Marquette. Parks downhill. Block put out. Point Marquette.
And Texas throwing in triple blocks against Marquette, meaning they're bringing their left side blocker all the way over to help on an out-of-system play. The block was just a little bit late to it. Parks used him well.
Little smile on Tom Mendoza's face. He's loving every second so far.
There's another one just so close to the end line.
Leaner, Anderson blocked. Going Vanderwall's way. There is no touch. Oh, yes, there was.
Because we're not seeing a center line challenge.
I think that's what was the call, perhaps. They changed it quickly. Tom Mendoza's asking about it.
Yeah, I mean, Vanderwall's foot definitely was under the net, but they're not challenging on Marquette's side. Okay. It's a new challenge this year. Challenge that center line, whether the foot was fully under or not. Seeing it live, it looked like it was, but we won't get another look at it.
Nope, they're moving on. 14 apiece. 17 service errors for Texas against Arizona State in their 4-set loss, even with some Marquette first serve. packed weekend ending with number 2 Texas against Marquette. It's the Golden Eagles up one of the first break. Setting the middle and Bunton. Heck of a dig by Allie Beers, the freshman. Cari will bump set it. Freshman Anderson doesn't get a touch. Struggles continue. Marquette up 2.
Now, Texas just a little too high error, which is similar to what we saw on Saturday. They had 46 combined attacking and serving errors through just 4 sets.
Texas is hitting under 100 in the first set after 0-65 over 4 sets Saturday. Marcus with the back set. Got the kill. Marquette on the run, up 3. Allie Beers playing well. Freshman local, went to Slinger High School, about 40 minutes northwest of downtown Milwaukee. Can Stafford find a rhythm? Any of these pins for Texas. Tyler pounding off the block, and Marquette starting to pull away.
4-0 run for Marquette right out of that timeout. It's massive to have that kind of momentum going up against the number 2 team in the country. Marquette is playing to win.
Timeout, Texas. Will Texas maintain some of that more positive body language that we saw to begin?
They're also looking for someone to come alive as a leader. They don't have the biggest voices out on the court. You have Ramsey Gary, who's probably the most vocal, but she's a libero. You want someone offensively. You need that drive from them, whether that's Torrey Stafford or maybe someone else, but someone's got to do it.
You're serving. Who's going to step up for Texas? Setting high, kill for Marquette. Largest lead continues to expand.
5-0 run for the Golden Eagles right now, off of the great serve of Emmy Urich.
And her twin sister finishing it off, Tani. Twin sisters from Slovenia. Stafford rising, sharp, kept up. Unbelievable. Urich tipping. Stafford answers, right back to Stafford. Got the touch. That was huge for Texas.
And Marquette is putting on a defensive clinic right now, and Texas, very frustrating for their attackers to try to put a ball down. The Golden Eagles are getting almost everything up right now.
That's just kind of a lucky break. Marquette out-digging Texas 15-8. In the middle, Bunton adjusts. Urich diving. Tyler. Popped up clean. Bunton coming downhill. 2 in a row for the Longhorns.
Nia Bunton is an X factor for Texas. Her offense has gotten so much better in the last year than what we saw last season. She's coming flying through, and that arm, strong.
Much needed response after it was 19-14. Timeout Marquette. Understanding the importance of set 1. Can Texas claw back? Henley Anderson serving. Service error. Marquette in the red zone.
It's also very difficult for Texas because they have absolutely no film on Marquette. They, didn't even know really who was going to come out. But then also, Jared Elliott wants to see the in-game adjustments. Okay, once they're showing us what they're doing, how can we adjust to that and level up our play at the same time?
All those freshmen, young players, newcomers from Marquette helped them a little bit. Good adjustment from Cari Spears with the tip.
Now, late in the set, we've seen a few more tips from Texas that look more intentional, more tactical. This one really well placed. Spears seeing the double block, a lot of space right behind there.
Third-team All-American last year as a freshman opposite. Freshman this year, Harris at the service line. Top spin bounce. Back set, Schmidt. Pancake. Oh, hit the floor.
Marquette still just finding ways to keep this lead. They're leading a really balanced offense, getting every single player involved. Look how close his pancake was. Definitely got part of the hand under it, but if any part of the ball touches the ground, that's down.
Good effort from Spears. It is Stafford swinging hard. And caroms into the stands off Tyler.
This is a time in the game where Torrey Stafford has to take over. She's your senior leader, a 3-time All-American. You need her to have that mindset of demanding the ball.
Just the 6th time hitting below 200 since joining Texas Saturday. Still trying to find a rhythm. Block for Texas.
All of a sudden, Texas has opened that door just a little bit more. Defense late in sets is so important to have really good discipline on. And right here, a triple block, 1, 2, 3, 6 big hands, get it done.
So tough for Emma Parks to work around. Over the back corner, Tyler on target pass, sliding, and it's in. Schmidt able to find the floor inbounds.
Schmidt sneaks that one in. Great slide attack. She has a big seam in the block, and she just nails it right on the sideline.
Same look for Jared Elliott, but his team down 3 late. Cari lets it go. Just long. Texas is answered after trailing 19-14. Will they climb all the way back in set 1? I think there's a little confusion on the substitution.
And if you are a volleyball person, you're also maybe confused about the rotations Texas uses. They actually switch their libero for the opposites rather than the middles. That's a different wrinkle that Texas likes to use. And the reason they do it is because it actually keeps the libero passing in the middle for all 6 rotations.
They want to keep Ramsey Gary in that spot.
But it can certainly be confusing if you're trying to follow rotations. You're like, how is it possible to have this person serving and that person out on the court?
Even though it's a little funky, Jared Elliott sticking with it for a 2nd consecutive match.
Lots of new wrinkles for this Longhorn team this year.
Yep. Including the serving. Overpass, chance for Texas to climb within 1. It was Stafford. Not on the same page, a little bit off of the set.
And that was a play that last season we saw work so many times for Texas. Getting Stafford on the big attack was lights out, but we haven't seen really any back row attacks connect in the last 3 days for Texas.
That's a big swing point. The back set and a block for Marquette. Set point against number 2.
Marquette putting on a defensive clinic. 16 digs, 4 blocks in this set alone. They are shutting down everything the Longhorns want to do.
That bench is having a ball. Anderson, sharp, keeping Texas alive.
That's a gutsy swing from a freshman in a massive moment.
That was Anderson's first kill. Set point number 2. Back row, Tyler hits the net. Texas not done.
A big 3-0 run for Texas. This was the same rotation that they had success in earlier in this set. Now it's a question of, can they continue to hold it?
Benny serving. Tyler again going. Tip finds the floor. Marquette takes set 1.
That was a statement set for Marquette, coming out lights out defensively. A lot of question marks.